Happy Tuesday, and welcome to the Ramashram Satsang practice session, where you'll learn a modern Satsang method for obtaining peace, light, and love in your life. My name is Eddie, and I will be introducing the facilitator for today's event. But first, I'd like to give you a brief introduction to this practice session. If you'll direct your attention towards the screen, you'll see the first element is Satsang. Satsang is a scientific method whereby we may obtain peace, light, and love in this life. It requires no physical skill, spiritual accomplishment, or meditation experience to begin this practice. Satsang consists of two words, Sat and Sang. Sat means positive energy, and Sang means to be with or to be in the presence of. Therefore, the word Satsang means to be in the presence of positive energy. The next element is meditation. Meditation is an important element of Satsang. When we meditate, we withdraw consciousness from worldly objects and direct it inwards to focus on a single thought. In doing so, our minds become calm and our thoughts become pure, thereby allowing us to obtain higher states of consciousness, such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. Inner orientation. There are two types of satsang, inner satsang and outer satsang. An example of outer satsang would be chanting or attending pilgrimages. When we practice outer satsang, we have the potential to change our behavior, but only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain higher states of enlightenment, such as peace, light, and love. The satsang that you will learn today is an inner satsang where we meditate in silence. Group session. These practice sessions are structured for group participation. When we meditate as a group, our focus is improved and our personal progress along our spiritual path is expedited. By regularly attending these practice sessions, the benefits of group participation are amplified. Joy and inner happiness. All beings wish to experience joy. Joy is the eternal longing of the soul, but only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain a joyous state. Each time we practice satsang, our inner happiness gradually increases, ultimately culminating in a state of joy, which we experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The agenda for today consists of 3 sessions: the informative session, the practice session, and the interactive session. During the informative session, a lecture will be given about a satsang topic, the founder, or some relevant spiritual topic. During the practice session, you'll receive instructions on how to meditate, followed by a period of practice. During the interactive session, you have the opportunity to ask questions, or there'll be a panel discussion. And now, I'd like to introduce the facilitator for today's event. He has over 40 years of satsang experience. He's the grandson of Guru Maharaj, the founder of Ramashram Satsang. He was born into a Satsang family where he experienced his family members obtain states of enlightenment and lead lives of peace, light, and love. At an early age, he began traveling with the mission throughout India, facilitating satsangs. And during that time, he witnessed the positive effects that satsang could have on mankind. And upon arriving to the United States, both he and his wife continued to facilitate satsangs for local satsangees. He has led teams of satsang members in translating important satsang literature into English and has worked tirelessly to make satsang more accessible to Western and English-speaking audiences. He currently travels throughout the United States, India, and England, facilitating satsangs while maintaining his duties as a husband, a father, and an IT executive. Today, he will teach us a rare and ancient form of satsang as taught by Guru Maharaj. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sanjeev Kumarji.
Namaskar, everyone. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all to the Inner Peace Workshop organized by Ramashram Satsang Mathura. Ramashram Satsang Mathura is a non-profit organization that strives to promote peace, harmony, and spiritual growth among individuals. The Inner Peace Workshop is a step towards achieving this goal. The workshop will help you explore your inner self and discover the peace that lies within you. Let us start with a brief history of Ramashram Satsang Mathura. On November 3rd, 1883, a noble soul, Param Sant Dr. Chaturbhut Sahai Ji, was born in the northern Indian province of Etah. He would later become the founder of Ramashram Satsang Mathura. He studied Urdu, Farsi, English, Hindi, and Sanskrit. He had a degree in electrohomeopathy and possessed basic knowledge of Ayurveda that he used for selfless social service. Dr. Chaturbhut Sahai Ji, our Guru Maharaj, met Lala Ji Maharaj, his Guru, also known as Dada Guru, during the course of his Ayurveda practice in Fatehgarh. Over the years, their association gradually deepened. During an epidemic, they had the opportunity to spend more time together. Guru Maharaj experienced an indescribable dissemination of intrinsic power towards him whenever he was in the company of Dada Guru. It was during this time that Dada Guru passed on the knowledge of this unique method of meditation to Guru Maharaj. There were no spoken words or scriptures read. There was just a silent transfer of knowledge, reliving the Guru-disciple tradition yet again. Our system of meditation is based on what Guru Maharaj learned from Dada Guru that day. In 1919, Dada Guru directed Guru Maharaj to propagate this system of meditation to as many seekers as possible. Guru Maharaj, upholding the ethics of the Guru Shishya Parampara, followed his Guru's directive in letter and spirit. He dedicated his entire life towards propagating this little-known but unique method of meditation and influenced thousands of spiritual seekers who he came into contact with, without any discrimination based on religion, social, or economic status. Due to Guru Maharaj's efforts and Dada Guru's blessing, the satsang's popularity increased at a fast pace. In 1931, Dada Guru Maharaj personally attended the first spiritual congregation, or Bhandara, organized by Guru Maharaj in Etah, where he used to reside during that time. Let us now explore the origins of Dada Guru, also known as Param Sant Sri Ramachandra Ji Maharaj. He was born in 1873 in Manipuri in northern India. He studied English, Urdu, and Farsi and worked as a government official in Farrukhabad. Although as a young man, Lalaji, as he was lovingly called, imbibed religious virtues from his mother, his spiritual journey did not truly begin until he received initiation from a spiritually enlightened man, Maulana Shah Fazl Ahmad Khan Sahib, also known as Hazur Maharaj, a follower of Islam. This great Sufi saint, Hazur Maharaj, took the revolutionary step of imparting spiritual knowledge to a disciple who was not a follower of his own religion, thus exemplifying that spirituality is above and beyond the barriers of religion, caste, and creed. He facilitated the enlightenment of Dada Guru Maharaj Ji, thus setting in motion the events that would culminate in the establishment of Ramashram Satsang. The Rs 150 commemorative coin that you see here was released recently, marking the 150th birth anniversary week of Dada Guru Maharaj Ji. It is a tribute to a saint who promoted the evolution of human consciousness, thus rendering a great service to mankind. and with whose blessings Ramashram Satsang Mathura came into being. Let us now introduce some other saints in the Ramashram Satsang family. An epitome of piety, purity, and compassion, Jia Ma was spiritually empowered and had been declared spiritually proficient by 3 gurus, Dada Guru Maharaj, Mahatma Raghuveer Dayal Ji, and Fakir Maulana Abdul Ghani Khan Sahib. This was unprecedented at that time. For Jia Ma, all followers were her children. She treated everyone in the family with love and compassion and tirelessly attended to the ones who needed help. Pandit Mihilal Ji and Guru Maharaj's eldest son, Dr. Brijendra Kumar Ji, conducted satsang activities under Jia Ma's guardianship. Pandit Mihilal Ji played a very important role and made extensive contributions to the propagation and proliferation of the satsang. The current form of the satsang in India is mainly due to Pandit Ji Maharaj's ardent hard work. He held the important post of the editor of the Sadhan magazine for several years, and his contribution to the satsang literature has been immense. Dr. Brijendra Kumar Ji worked closely with Pandit Ji in shaping the satsang. Subsequently, several prominent personalities like Hemendra Kumar Ji and Narendra Kumar Ji served the satsang and are continuing to do so. One of them is respected Sanjeev Kumar Ji. Sanjeev Kumar Ji is a meditation practitioner with over 40 years of experience. He has been facilitating guided meditation sessions in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area and across the US for the last 2 decades. Sanjeev Ji is also the president of Ramashram Satsang Mathura Incorporated. He believes that by following the meditation technique developed by his grandfather, Guru Maharaj Ji, it is possible to reduce the impact of stress, anxiety, and depression that modern life places on the mind and body. He is strongly motivated to make a meaningful impact in people's lives and increase the peace and happiness we can experience day to day by following the peaceful lifestyle promoted by the principles of Satsang. Throughout the workshop, you will be guided by an experienced spiritual leader, Sanjeev Ji, who will help you learn the technique to find inner peace and overcome stress, anxiety, and negative emotions. You will also have the opportunity to interact with other like-minded individuals during the breakout session after the meditation. Here, during the question and answer session, you will be able to ask any questions that you may have after experiencing the meditation session. We believe that inner peace is essential for a fulfilling life, and we hope that this workshop will help you find that peace within yourself. We urge you to approach the workshop with an open mind, be receptive to new ideas and techniques, and participate actively in the session. We wish you a rewarding and enriching experience during the workshop. Thank you for joining us today.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Sorry, I got a little distracted today, got a little late. I'm actually just incidentally fasting today, and it's a pretty strict one. So somehow, that's anyway. So today I was actually just thinking about Guru Maharaj has written a 7-volume book on his spiritual journey, and we have picked up a few things, and some of that goes into the YouTube channel as videos. He also wrote 2 question and answer. So people ask questions and he answered them and then put them together. So there are 2 volumes, and one of the volumes at the end, he talks about, some questions and answers around spiritual power, or I prefer to just refer it as inner strength. So what is spiritual power or inner strength? And simple answer is truthfulness, fearlessness, and universal love. If you show those, characteristics, then you have inner strength. And in context of inner yoga, we were talking truthfulness or not lying is one of the yama niyams. And, my view is like until and unless you grow your inner strength through meditation, it'll be very hard to follow that. Fearlessness is the same way. Universal love, until and unless you are close to, higher level of awareness and consciousness, you can talk about it, but implementing it would be very hard. Then the next question was, what is the form of spiritual power? So he's, replies, there's no form. It just manifests within us. So how can one gain and grow spiritual power? And how is it received and attained? And that's, meditation, essentially satsang. So what are the impediments to receiving or attaining spiritual power? And essentially, any of these negative tendencies and forces of the mind that become the impediment, and we have to fight those forces. And then the question is, what causes deterioration of spiritual power? And that, he says, bad company. So satsang is good company, and bad company has the negative effect. What's the method of preserving and keeping the spiritual power within? So it's preserved by avoiding display of this spiritual power. So by remaining connected and living under the, this satsang, which is basically energy shield that you keep always. But, so when you meditate, when you concentrate, you definitely would gain mental capabilities that are beyond, people who would not show those capabilities. So that display of that, using that or abusing that would, dissipate some of the spiritual power that you gain. What does one gain by having inner strength? And so simply it gives peace and happiness. And we're talking about peace and happiness and abundance, and those are the things that you gain. So what are the ways to gain this spiritual power? So practice and satsang. What are the natural and practical duties of men of folks after gaining spiritual power? To love everyone, to be humble, to consider themselves, part and parcel and integral to the nature, show kindness, have spirit of service, work for greater good, and those become the ways of life for a person who is at that higher consciousness level, who has the right to attain spiritual power. And that, I think, is, one of the foundational stones for satsang, as Guru Maharaj established it. It's like anyone and everyone, entire humankind, by putting in consistent effort, everyone can achieve this inner strength or spiritual power. And we are certain that, people who put in that effort, and, through some guidance, they will just achieve that spiritual power. There is no doubt about it. So on that note, why don't we practice this and experience some peace and quiet, which I think is so essential these days anyway. So let's sit in a relaxed posture, eyes lightly closed. So relaxed posture in the sense that every time the body moves, mind moves with it. So we need to keep the bodily movement at a minimum. So any posture that is relaxed enough to be still for the time of for the meditation period, and eyes lightly closed for the same reason that sensory input distracts our mind. And now think of this transcendental energy here, right now, in front of us, around us. And that energy in form of light is entering our heart and distributing throughout our body. And we are becoming one with this light, getting totally immersed in it. Our natural tendency is that, the mind will wander away. So we have to bring it back to this thought and this thought alone. So we are, from multitude of thoughts, we are bringing our mind to concentrate on this. So when you realize that mind has wandered away, just bring it back to this thought and this thought alone, that we are in the presence of this transcendental energy in form of light that's entering our heart and distributing throughout our body. And we are becoming one with this light. Let's start now. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm losing my voice, it looks like. So any wrap-up thoughts, questions, comments? Azealia? Jeff, how are you?
I feel like I'm getting all mellowed out. They don't make me a lot more very easy. Such as my Satsang made me do a lot of good stretching and make me relax, just like I've been doing with Brittany at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Cool.
Which is why my meditation was very amazing.
Awesome.
I'm sorry. Did you say my name? I wasn't actually sure.
Yeah. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes. I'm sorry. I didn't actually. I couldn't quite hear you because my I guess it might be just on my end.
That's right.
My Zoom is acting a bit weird, but I can hear you though. So as far as meditation is concerned, I actually will say that I feel at ease, and knowing myself, I'm an overthinker. So this helps me at least kind of just be centered, like center myself and just being able to like clear my head a bit, and there was like a lot of things going on at home. So it's like, this is really good for me. I am trying to make a meditation more of a habit, definitely like as an everyday thing, every morning or even at night, even, especially if you want to like have a good night's sleep, and sleep is good for you. So yeah, it really helps me relax, be at ease, and just clear my head, and being able to see things like a different perspective, definitely.
Yeah, no, that's what it is for. So, taking a break from our over active mind, I think it's always, interestingly, giving mind a break actually, can enhance its capabilities. That's a interesting byproduct. It's almost like when you read a lot, after reading, if you take just a walk, what they say is your neural networks then settle, and that's when you actually absorb what you have read. So it's something like that, and as you kind of mentioned, before sleep, in the morning, in the evening, and what Guru Maharaj also talked about was, you can just, when you are eating, think that this transcendental, positive, uplifting energy is what you're consuming with it. And also when you are working out or walking, or, you just think that the process is on, including, as you mentioned, like just before sleep, if you kind of think that you're surrounded by this energy and your sleep is also getting energized, so you not only will have a better sleep, it will be almost like a meditative sleep. And then he mentioned another time, which is like when you have nothing else to do, just utilize that time. Good. Welcome to the Satsang family and Satsang session today. And Eddie, what's the wrap up for today?
My light bulb went out, so I think we generated a little too much energy here today.
Awesome. Great. Mm-hmm.
But people often think that being successful in this world has nothing to do with spirituality and developing our inner selves. But here today, we learned that, in a sense, it does. When we practice satsang, we, in a sense, develop this inner strength within ourselves. And what does that do for us? It makes us more of a dynamo in our given professions. It makes us tend to complete our goals. And when you can complete your goals, that makes you successful, because so many people give up right just before they reach the finish line. But when you develop that inner strength, you're able to complete your goals and see your missions all the way through. And that in itself gives you a lot of success. So, practicing satsang is not just for spiritually minded people. It's also for those who want to become, the best at their professions and what they do.
Yeah. I mean, just, this description of, so inner strength, probably doesn't convey what spiritual power would, but, I still like to refer it as inner strength because, when you do inner satsang, inner pursuits for inner peace, what you get is inner strength. And just, the first question about what does it give us? It's truthfulness, fearlessness, and, universal love. I mean, incredible. And those three things can only be there when you're so powerful, as well as so like self, as you said, like it's you are so accomplished that you fear nothing. Being truthful is shows how strong you are from inside. And just being, you can do unconditional giving only when you have unconditional love. And that in itself is like, you ought to feel so abundant within you that you're ready to give. It's a mental switch. Thanks, Eddie, for I think it was a great session, and welcome everyone, and have a great week ahead. And Saturday 10 a.m. and Tuesday 7 p.m. the same link. Join. Let's see you next time. All right. Take care.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji. Good night. Good night, everyone.